Okay, well, my name's David Stone, and about 6 years ago, Louise and I, uh, after being involved in cycling in Williamsport for a while, started Bicycle Recycle at the YMCA in Williamsport. And we had a very small operation there in the lobby of the arena. And when the arena closed, uh, all of a sudden we were without a home.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, we started looking around for another place and happened upon what was then called the Center of Creativity and gave them a pitch about how could we become part of their nonprofit. And although we really, the Center of Creativity was a little bit of a stretch for Bicycle Recycle, uh, they decided that we could do it, and we presented them some a little minor business plan showing that we thought we could be self-sufficient and could would be happy to join them. So our first foyer was down to the end of the building where the wood shop is, and we moved the about 30 bicycles that we had accumulated down at the Y down to that location and started to work on renovating it. And then one day when I was in renovating and there was a big rainstorm, and I discovered that it was raining just about as hard inside as it was outside. So at that point, we said, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
And the pajama factory tried to fix the roof by putting a tarp on it, but then a windstorm came and blew it off, so that, that simply wasn't going to work. So we kind of took a hiatus over the winter. And then the next spring, on talking to Barb Andreessen, who then was the program or worked for Mark Winkleman in the uh, pajama factory as kind of the property manager, said that there was another space that we could have if we were interested. So I looked at it, and it was in the building 8, which is the building on the north end of the main building, and it looked like a nice space to us. And so one day in the spring, we had a little caravan of bicycles moving down through the courtyard from the inn. And Louise went into the coffee shop and discovered some people there who helped us with this caravan. And one of them turned out to be interested in bicycles and ended up being one of our volunteer mechanics. So after that, uh, we had at the when we were at the Y, we had a mechanic working for us as a volunteer, and he came along, and so we started fixing up bicycles, and our whole mission was to try to help people with their mobility, and particularly using bicycles to get around. So we accepted donated bicycles, and we had bought some tools, so we had the ability to fix them. And we also wanted to invite people to come into the shop and fix their bicycles. We weren't a regular bike shop that we didn't. Although people came in and said, "Will you fix my bike, and when should I pick it up?" But we said, "No, no, no, we don't do that. If you want to come in and work on your bike, we will help you." So, interestingly enough, our first customer uh, was over at the Way Cool Beans, and they and my mind's going blank on who's the head of the Way Cool Beans.
Todd.
But
Todd.
yeah, well, anyway, he came over and bought a bike from us, and that was our first bike sale when we moved up.
Oh wow.
So, and he actually was very nice, put posters up and started getting the word out. So, we have continued on for the next 5 years. And during that time, I served as the president of the board of Factory Works. And the Factory Works at that time, we're able to become more organized, a little bit we became more solvent financially, and the wood shop expanded quite a bit. And of course, the dark room that you're involved in expanded a lot, and the Stableys were doing a remarkable job in the clay studio, and the gallery was beginning to find its footing. So all in all, things were going along quite well, and so we've continued to do that. We've tried to do some art projects in Bicycle Recycle, notably painting the windows and trying to have some art-related projects. But primarily, we've been involved in fixing up donated bikes. In the process, we've had some interesting experiences, not only with the volunteers that have come in, some of whom have been had somewhat troubled pasts, and so they kind of found a home in the bike shop. So we enjoyed working with them, and they contributed a lot. And the other interesting thing was to get to know a lot of the community who use bicycles as their main source of transportation. So a number of them were from the neighborhood, and they appreciated coming in. And we always had the philosophy that you should pay something for the work or for the bicycles. But on the other hand, if somebody was truly needy and needed a bike to get to work, we were willing to work with them and try and figure out how to make it possible. So our main goal was really to promote bicycling and help people with their transportation needs. We also did some work with kids, helping out the city recreation department and STEP, and had bike rodeos. And one of the pleasures for me was working with kids and having them finally figure out how to ride a bicycle. And when you see the kind of light goes on in their eyes that says, hey, I can do this, it's kind of an interesting moment. So that's kind of what we do. We're planning now on trying to get more active in the community. We hope this year to reinstitute the Tour de Bill, which we had many years ago with the Y, and have more interaction with the neighborhood, and work more with Penn College. We also, 2 years ago, put in an application to have Factory Works designated as a bike-friendly business. And we're successful in getting a bronze designation, and hope to work with Factory Works and also with the Pajama Factory to build more facilities to make them a more bike-friendly thing and encourage more people to use bikes for transportation. And we also worked with Penn College, where a lot of our mechanics come from, and they this last year were designated a bike-friendly university.
Oh, wow.
So that we're making some progress. We hope to work with the new administration at City Hall to try and revive our efforts to get Williamsport designated as a bike-friendly community. And it's not only bicycles that we're trying to do, but also to make it more convenient for pedestrians and also for public transportation. One of my thoughts right now is to maybe we could build at the Pajama Factory a enclosed bus stop that would be decorated by things from the factory, and also provide a link with the community where they could see that we are a welcoming agency to the community.
Yeah.
and build a bridge between us and the community. So that's kind of where we are and what we do.